Okay guys, welcome back to the Forensics Detailing channel. So I'm going to give you John's thoughts on these ceramic shampoos and which ones that I think you should buy, less revolving around scoring. This testing has taught me some things. This product is way too expensive. It's cost per wash, and it hides that cost per wash by giving you lots of liquid for a low cost, but it's a low concentration at a 1:67 ratio. So that for me, there isn't performance there to justify that. This isn't hydrophobic enough for me at the user ratio, and it's not the cheapest or anything like that. It has no redeeming features. This one doesn't have performance to justify the higher than average price point. Okay, this one has a mistake on the price label, which means you have to use 3 bottles in a 15-litre bucket, so 150 ml roughly, 1,500 millilitres of product to the rest water. So it makes me not sure how to use the product in comparison to the rest of these. Maybe this Hydro 2.0 would be a good option if you're only interested in foam lance application, but we can't cross compare because some of these, like that for example, can't be used in a foam lance. They can all be used. So that unfortunately has ruled itself out by having a potentially big mistake on the label. I say potentially because maybe it isn't a mistake, who knows? We've covered that. The Valet Pro is decent, but it doesn't have any redeeming features really. It's okay, it's decent, but yeah, I can't think of a reason why I would recommend this. But yeah, on the other side, I can't think of a reason why I wouldn't recommend it. This you use if you want hydrophobicity. But for me, I do get worried when detergents go from liquid to like heavy gel. The Gyeon Bathe Essence did that. It went to a really heavy gel, but that was just a pure shampoo. Why is this turned into, like a ball of slime? I'm not sure. That does worry me. You can still use it, but it just plops out like a silicone ball. It's not silicone, obviously, but surfactant has gone like gel. And you've got to dose out 2 different things. But you'd use this if you wanted a BD product. Meguiars have nearly got something very cool there, nearly, because it's so different to the others and it's so hydrophobic. They're nearly there. They need to get the cost down as well, because you're paying a lot of money for a low ratio product, and we always pick up on that. And they need to, if they're going to win these tests, at some point they need to give you good value for money. You've heard me say that. Now, we're getting through to the ones which, to be fair, I'm more interested in. Now, here's the thing. This product, my brand snobbery, might stop me from ever buying an Armour all ceramic wash because of my brand snobbery. I think Armour all would need to go through a rebuilding exercise where I sort of regain my confidence in them. They've got really good products, but this one, so you can't be biased, John, because you put this first. But I'm just being really honest now. I just can't see myself using this, because even though it's good and it deserved to win, they're all pretty much the same, these, apart from the Meguiars. You're going to struggle to really, for any of these products, to make a noticeable difference in your life. And like, normally when I do these best of tests, the one that wins, it's like, it's a really strong performer and you get excited about it, and there's a reason why you should go and buy it. With these, I just don't think it's going to make any difference really. They're all sort of all the same sort of deal, apart from the Meguiars. Meguiars, really, there should be a case that the Meguiars should have won this test hands down, but the blobbiness and that price have affected it. Now, so where do we go? So my brand, this is how I feel actually. I feel that the Armour all and the Bilt Hamber, their performance is virtually identical, at least with the testing I've done. And I prefer Bilt Hamber as a brand. You can use this in a lance at 30 millilitres to 300 ml of water. Whereas if you want to use that in a lance, you've got to use it neat, because whoever works in Armour all doesn't understand PIR and just thinks, oh, just chuck it in the snow foam, just put it in neat. So I would go with the Bilt Hamber over the Armour. I would. But that is, you could say that's Bilt brand bias. The actual chemical, that chemical is fine. It's good. But yeah, there you go. Where do we go with these three? I mean, so here we go. I think these two have probably just played the game of trying to give you a product that's very low, very high concentration. So you use a small amount of product. So it's like, oh, that's a tiny amount. That's good cost per wash. You can't get the performance out of them, so you have to use more. Then they start to come into their own, okay? So they become good when you start. If you double the concentration of these, you'll get a much better performance. But I can't do that when I'm testing, unfortunately. And I think probably the Autoglym probably just edges it over these two, but it really wouldn't make any difference. It's not really going to cost you any different significantly. The performance isn't going to be any significantly different. You could argue that with the Bilt Hamber as well, but these four are perhaps the ones that I would opt for using. And that really is probably the one that should win. Someone put in the comments they've reformulated it in America. They've got rid of this like SiO2 in one side and shampoo in the other, and it's just a bottle of ceramic shampoo all mixed together. I bet you they fixed that problem with it going all blobby. And it will probably be a brilliant product as well. I'll check it out when it comes. So that's the one to go for. I'm going to go for the Bilt Hamber, really, because of brand, not brand loyalty, but just because they're all the same. And up on my shelves over here, I've got my Bilt Hamber stuff. I can, if I ever want to decant some of this, use it in a trigger sprayer as a drying aid, because the instructions allow me to do that. I can use it in a snow foam lance. Yeah, and I'm just more likely to use this product, I think. But the big caveat is, guys, just for me, when you're washing your car, you want to wash it with a proper thing that's going to clean it, and you get your car in, it's clean. None of these products clean that well, and they don't work that well on cars that are dirty. So if you prepped a car, deconned it, polished it or whatever, these ceramic shampoos would then suddenly work a hell of a lot better. But if you're trying to use them on a daily car that's really dirty, hasn't been cleaned for like 2 months, you're like, oh, I better clean the car. Shall I go to Halfords and grab a ceramic shampoo? I don't think they do an especially good job, because the foam disappears before you even got a chance to clean the car out. You're just whacking on like thin water and mixed with siloxane, and you just don't get that sudsy thing going, and you get your brush and poke it all out and rinse it all off and clean the car properly, and then go back and put your protection on. So I don't know, they don't quite work for me. But yeah, nothing else really I need to say on that, is there? Do they work for you? I also think that perhaps we're seeing the first generation of ceramic shampoos here, even though we've seen lots of wash and waxes. And maybe in the future, there'll be some technology or a new siloxane that comes out or something, new detergent blends that you can mix with them, where these products suddenly meet my expectations of a really rich, good cleaning experience and a really instant slickness and hydrophobic thing that you feel on the panel, and the user experience is brilliant then. And they're so good that I replace all my traditional methods of looking after my car with ceramic shampoos. But at the moment, I don't think they're there. They're not that good. That's my opinion. What's your opinion? Are they brilliant? You can't like everything. So, you hear me criticise things. If I was sort of saying these are amazing and I love them, well, then you'll suddenly see that I'm never using them on the channel. It's like, John, you said they're amazing. No, they're okay. You might like them. There's a reason why you might want to use them if you like to wash and protect in one, but they're not for me. It's that simple. And you shouldn't be offended by that, but some of you will be, unfortunately. Don't know why. There's the overall scores. Put in the comments what you think and whether you think that's all good. Like I've said before, there's so much data, every test handling data. I know that sounds like not a lot of data, but to get to these points as well, there's a lot more. So it's very, very easy to make mistakes. But if it does, hopefully it's not catastrophic. But there you go, there's all the score. Oh, we're just about to tick over the 10 minutes thing. There's one other video that I'm going to do on the channel, guys, about how to get the most out of these ceramic shampoos. I've mentioned a few things, but there's lots of other tips. So I'll do 10 tips, because I can think of 10 that are actually useful. You don't have to do them all. In certain circumstances, these tips will make these products perform really well. And I'll do that video, 10 tips for getting the most of ceramic shampoos, or whatever it's called. There is one other caveat that I want to mention. I did the review of the Autoglym one probably about a year ago. And I sort of said in there, you know, the hydrophobic performance isn't that great. Don't buy these if you want really strong beads from that product, from the ceramic shampoo. Don't, because you won't get it. Okay, and that's fair, and that applies to a lot of them. But a couple of days after I'd washed my car with the ceramic shampoo, I remember meeting Danny down at BMW. I needed a lift or something, or we were at the Costa next to the BMW in Russington. And Danny said to me, my red Porsche, God, your Porsche's looking good, John, you've polished it. And I said, no, I haven't, I just washed it. And he went, yeah, you've polished that, haven't you? And I said, no, I haven't, I just washed it. It was a ceramic shampoo, I was doing a video. And the car looked really good. So that swirly red Porsche, when I washed it with one of these ceramic washes, and it was clean, the Porsche, you know, relatively clean. So when I wash it with the ceramic shampoo, it can probably bond better and do its thing. But a couple of days later, the car did look amazing, like I'd polished it. If you got it under the light, you'd still see all those swirls, but it looked popping, you know. So they can, I think they can add a good amount of gloss, but I'm not so convinced about the protection they add, and you've got no control over where all this material goes, and it runs down here, and it's going on there, it's going on the glass, it's going down here, it's going in the arches. Your arches aren't clean at the time that all this chemical gets in there. Your glass isn't being deep cleaned the time you're washing it with a shampoo, so you know, it's not ideal. So almost like you almost want to clean the car first, then wash it again with a ceramic shampoo, and you'll get better results. Indeed, that was one of my tips. See the video that will be coming. Top tips for using ceramic shampoos. Other than that, guys, take care. I'll be doing a review on this soon. I'll probably do this tomorrow, actually, which is a blower, the new blower from Flex. It should be interesting. Where's that? What's that review's going to look like? I've had a little play with it. I'm quite impressed with the tool, but it's expensive. It's really expensive, but they got a deal where you get a free battery, which is the only reason I've bought this, because it sort of halves the price with the free battery. But I'm not sure if how you get the free battery. I've registered it online, and it doesn't say your battery's on the way or anything. So I can't seem to get in contact with Flex either, but never mind. I'm sure it's on its way. But I've got batteries anyway. So there, that'll be an interesting review. Other than that, take care. See you soon. Over and out. Doug.